through the upper range of motion, stopping at about the 90-degree point each time, and then bring the bar all the way down and just really finish it off with a nice full range of motion set. That's gonna just do your biceps right in. Don't neglect all the small muscle groups when you're training your arms. It's really important that we actually also work our wrist extensors and flexors. One way we can do that is by taking hold of the single D handle, palm turned up, and then curling our knuckles in towards our forearm there. The opposite would be with palm down, now taking the top of your hand towards your forearm. By incorporating both of these exercises into your program, you're going to make sure you have really good grip strength. One of the most effective ways to train your entire lower body, especially front of the thigh, those quadriceps, and our glutes or buttocks, is to do leg press. I'm just going to demonstrate that right now. What I've done is place both feet on the plate here, adjusted the weight, stacked so it's at an appropriate level, and I'm going to gently press away using all the muscles in the front of my thigh, almost to extension, but the knees are still soft. And then I'm going to bring that back in and perform just a series of repetitions there. You can hold on the handles at your side too, just for a little more stability. And keeping in mind that when we perform any kind of strength training, we're actually going through two different types of contractions. What's called a positive contraction and a negative contraction. Positive is when that muscle shortens, negative is when the muscle lengthens. And now what we're going to do is a little bit of eccentric or negative loading of the muscle. So I'm going to press out with both legs and then lift one foot off the plate and draw it in with the other leg. Then do the same thing with the other side. So that's going to target one leg exclusively there. And then I'm just going to bring it in gently. And I'm going to have Jen demonstrate a different exercise for you. So I'm just going to get off. Jen's going to have a seat. And I'm going to adjust the weight stack here. One thing to keep in mind though is that the pulley system here is actually working at a 2-to-1 ratio. So the stack itself is equivalent to double what it would be for any one of the other exercises that we perform here. So Jen started off with a leg press again, and now we're going to transition into a calf press. So she's just going to move her feet down to the bottom of the plate there, and then press away with the balls of her feet to target that lower leg really well. Excellent. What we're doing here is we're using the chest and bar attachment. We've moved it from the lock storage position to the other end, and I'm just going to reach under in an overhand grip, come close to the bar, lift up, position my feet accordingly, and then I'm going to lift up onto the balls of my feet there and really actively engage those calf muscles. Next up, we're going to show you how to perform a leg extension in your Body Solid home gym. So first what we want to do is take a look at that chest and back attachment and make sure it's in the locked storage position. So we just move it all the way back there. Now I'm going to have Jen sit down here. And you'll notice that as she's getting into the seat, she's just going to wrap her legs over the top pads, and then the front of her lower leg is just going to go behind those lower pads. We've already set the weight to a comfortable level for her, and now she's just going to perform a leg extension, gradually extending from the knee there, going to full extension without locking out the joint though. And we're really targeting the front of the thigh on this particular exercise. How's that working for you?
Feels great, Jeff.
Whenever you're working your legs, you want to work both the front and back of the thigh. Now we're going to take a look at working those hamstrings by performing a single leg hamstring curl. You simply wrap your lower leg around the lower pad there, and then I've got my upper thigh pressed up against the rest of the pad. Now curling my calf up towards my glute. I'm actively engaging the muscles of the back of the thigh there. I'm in a nice supported position with one hand on the back pad here, the other one on the frame of the Body Solid gym. And when you perform this exercise, envision that your hamstring is kind of acting like a bicep. Same sort of contraction is happening there. A straight-legged deadlift is a good exercise that's going to target both your hamstrings, the back of the thigh, and also your glutes, your buttocks there. What you want to do is take hold of the straight bar that comes with your Body Solid home gym and position your feet about hip width apart. You're going to keep your arms long and then just hinge from your hips, maintaining a nice neutral spine the entire time, so you're not going to round that back. Then pressing your heels, extend the spine. And you want to focus on the contraction, again, in the back of your thighs and in your glutes there. Standing erect and tall to finish each time. Think about lifting your chest. Now, a lot of people end up performing more of this exercise with their lower back. So do make sure that you're feeling this in your hamstrings and your glutes there. Probably one of the most popular pieces of equipment at your gym is the inner outer thigh machine. Now the thing is, you're not going to have to stand in any lineups waiting for that equipment here. The Body Solid gym trains those muscles really effectively. Jen's now got the ankle cuff wrapped around that one foot. She's holding on firmly to the frame of the gym here, and she's drawing that leg across her body so she works the adductor muscle, that inner thigh there. Now, in addition to working that inner thigh, she's working her hips as stabilizers. Her abdominals are engaged, all of her core muscles there too. So it's really a great idea to work this type of exercise in a standing position. Now, we're going to show you how you can transition and go from working that inner thigh to the outer thigh. So what she's going to now do is undo that cuff, the Velcro closure on that cuff. She's going to slip that foot out, and it's now going to go around her other foot. She's just going to secure the Velcro strap there. Once again, holding onto the frame, and she's now going to take that outer leg towards the wall, just off to the side there. Her hips are squared off, her abdominals are engaged, she's got her shoulders relaxed, and she's really thinking about engaging the muscle right there at her side, her glute and her hip. Now, it's very simple to transition to another exercise to work that old butt there. So she's going to now turn towards the machine, hold on, contract her abs, and take her heel towards the wall right behind her. She's extending from the hip and contracting the gluteus maximus there, that butt. You all want buns of steel, don't you? This is one that'll definitely do it for you. Another exercise we can do with the ankle cuff is for the hip flexors. It's called hip flexion. What we've done is move the chest fly bar slightly forward, so Jen's going to be able to use that for support. She's still got the ankle cuff around her ankle there. She's facing away from the Body Solid gym, and now what she's going to do is drive that knee up and target the muscle right at the top of the thigh there, that hip flexor. This is a really good exercise if you do any kind of sprinting or anything like that where you need that explosive power in your hip. Good, we'll maybe do a couple more repetitions. That's great. So do you want to get a strong, sexy six-pack? The Body Solid home gym actually offers a great way for you to train your abdominals. What we have to do first, though, is make sure that that chest fly attachment is well out of the way. So we're going to move it into the locked storage position. And then Jen's going to sit down, and we're just going to bring the handles over her shoulders here. She's going to grab a hold and position her back right up against the pad. She's got her legs in a bit of a stride position. And now she's going to curl down, bring her ribs and hips together while drawing her navel into her spine to really effectively target the muscles all the way down the middle there, those rectus abdominals. I'm going to have you do a few more reps just to make sure you're really feeling that.
Oh, I'm really feeling that.
Perfect, that's the last one. Now I'm going to show you a little variation. This is to target what we often refer to as those love handles or the obliques. So all we're going to do this time is instead of curling towards the center, we're going to take it off to one side. So almost as if you're taking your chin towards one of your knees when the legs are in a stride position. And you're bringing your rib towards your opposite hip or thigh. You're definitely going to feel that. It's a really good idea to spend a few minutes focusing on stretching out those major muscle groups, whether you've done cardiovascular training or some muscle and strength conditioning. What we're going to do is spend a couple minutes here right now and target your entire body. We'll focus on the legs first, and we're going to get those hamstrings. Most people tend to be pretty tight here too. So we're just going to extend one leg out in front, place our hands mid-thigh, hinging forward at the hip and extending the spine. You're going to stay well supported there, drawing your toes in towards you and working for length through that leg that we're stretching. So you should just feel mild tension in the back of that leg, not to the point of pain, but just slight discomfort as you work to really lengthen that leg. Optimally, you want to try and hold your stretches for about 20 to 30 seconds if you can. And then we'll just do the same stretch on the other side. So again, positioning that foot out in front, squaring off your hips, hands mid-thigh, and you're totally relaxed through your upper body. Leaning forward, chest towards that wall in front of you, and you're gonna sit right back into your tailbone there. And again, really working for length there. As that muscle starts to relax, you're gonna be able to get a much greater stretch. It's always best to do these at the conclusion of your workout when your muscles are good and warm. Now let's target the front of the thigh. So what we're gonna do for this is, if you wanna hold on something that may help in terms of balance, you're just gonna grab onto your shoelaces there, position the knee under your hip, and gently bring your hips forward until you feel a good stretch in the front of that thigh. And we'll do the same stretch on the other side. Just slightly taking that hip forward, knee aligned underneath your hip. If you don't feel quite enough of a stretch, you can draw that knee back slightly behind your hip. And now we're going to stretch up chest and shoulder. I'm just going to turn the side so you can see here. We're going to interlace our fingers, extend our arms down, and then draw them away from our buttocks there. Really opening up that chest so you get a good stretch through both the pecs and deltoid muscles there. And next up, the back. So we're going to take those palms out in front, round our back slightly, and pull the shoulder blades apart so you're nice and wide across your upper back. Good. And then from there, let's stretch those shoulders. Placing your hand on your elbow or slightly down further on your forearm, dropping the shoulder out of your ear, and then pull the arm gently in towards your rib cage. So you should feel that stretch right through that middle part of your shoulder. And we'll do the same one on the other side. Dropping it down gently. Excellent. And then we're just going to reach overhead, get a tricep stretch. So you can place your hand on your elbow there, slide your hand down between your shoulder blades, apply just a little bit of pressure till you feel that stretch in the back of that upper arm. And we'll do the other side. Reach through, standing up nice and tall. Good, and release. Now we'll do one last stretch here for our calves. What we're going to do is place one foot out in front, the other leg behind, toes are pointing forward in both feet, and we're just going to lean gently on the front thigh. You're going to extend that back leg and try and drive the heel down into the floor, working for length there so you feel the stretch of the lower leg. And then we'll step together and do the other side so that leg goes right back, leaning forward and extending that back knee. Excellent. And we're just going to take one last deep breath in here. Inhale, and then let all that tension go. Exhale out. Shh. And great job.
You are gonna scream now.
Throughout the rest of this DVD, we spent a good amount of time showing you how you can help develop good, strong, lean muscles. Another key factor in your fitness training program is actually cardiovascular training, something that can't be neglected. Generally, it's recommended that you probably train 2 to 3 times a week on some piece of cardiovascular training equipment or with some other type of aerobic activity. I'm right now on the Body Solid Endurance treadmill, but you may choose to maybe use a stationary bike or elliptical trainer or some other tool in order to get your heart rate up for probably about 20 to 30 minutes each time you train. And as I said, 2 to 3 times a week is sort of the bare minimum That way you're going to be able to elevate your heart rate, burn a fair number of calories, not just while you're doing the exercise, but for a good number of hours after as well.
At Body Solid, it is believed that quality comes from within, and that people truly make a difference. From its humble beginnings in 1981 to the industry leader it has grown to today, the Body Solid team's formula for success has always remained the same. Have a vision to be the best at what you do, and most importantly, have the desire to take you there. This simple formula is what makes Body Solid products the very best in the world. In the ever-changing world of fitness products and accessories, Body Solid's attention to detail is what's kept them on top. With their sleek designs, club-quality performance, and patented features such as biangular motion, Body Solid products are truly in a class of their own. This, in combination with the single strongest warranty in the business, leaves customers assured of 4 things: quality, durability, value, and results. For more information on Body Solid products, log on to www.bodysolid.com today. Also be sure to check the complete line of endurance cardio equipment. Whether you're looking for bikes, treadmills, or elliptical trainers, Endurance has got you covered.